How incredible has this run been, Vinny, for them?
You know, it's hard to quantify when you're in the moment, even from a historical standpoint. Like, you have to kind of wait a couple of eras before you fully appreciate it. Like, for me, I'm a music lover. So I think of the Warriors as like Stevie Wonder in the 70s or Prince in the 80s, where when it's happening, they're dropping album after album. You're not really figuring out, oh, my God, this is classic. You know, this is historic, and I think this is how we're going to view the Warriors in 10 or 15 years from now. We're not going to think about, oh, well, KD came from free agency, from from OKC, where they had a 7-game series, and we were the pride of a rivalry. We're going to look at some beautiful basketball that changed the way that this game has been played for generations to come in a short period of time. Like, the way that the game was played in 2014 compared to the way the game is being played now, it's almost like aliens came down here and said, shoot more threes, switch on defense, and basically take all the positions away. And I don't think that there's been any greater change of shift in any point in such a short period of time in NBA history, where the game looks so completely different and aesthetically better or worse depending on your sensibilities. And I think that's where the Warriors' greatest legacy is going to be once we're able to remove all the feelings and everything else from it, just how beautiful they've made the game look, how easy and how dedicated they've been throughout these playoff runs.
5 straight NBA Finals, man. Like, as of a decade ago, the watermark was essentially 3. There's Russell's Celtics went to 10 straight. It's an 8-team league. It's different. Russell's also the greatest winner in sports history. But post-Russell Celtics, how did you get to more than 3 straight? Well, you had Kareem, and not quite his apex prime, but still MVP caliber Kareem, and prime Magic Johnson. 2 top 5 guys on the same team at the same time. That's how the Lakers did it. Or you had Larry Bird when he won 3 consecutive league MVPs to go along with Kevin McHale coming off your bench, and then Bill Walton coming off your bench, along with a great 8-man roster. That's how you did it. No one else had done it as of a decade ago. We forget because what LeBron did with Miami and then Cleveland. But your Detroit Pistons, they went to 3 straight NBA Finals. The team, when I say your, the team you grew up watching, they went to 3 straight NBA Finals. The year they're going for their 4th straight, swept in the conference finals. Shaq and Kobe's Lakers, they went to 3 straight NBA Finals. The year they're going for 4 straight, they lose in the 2nd round. Jordan's Bulls, they go to 3 straight finals. He then quits, goes to play another sport, goes 3 straight finals again. He quits again. Like, going to more than 3 straight was considered nearly impossible. They've now been to 5 straight. And there is no precedent for it in the modern NBA. Even LeBron's 8 straight, it's on 2 different teams. So he got, after 4, he got a fresh set of legs from Kyrie, fresh Kevin Love. You got a new coach, new everything. And so we're numb to it to a degree because we saw it coming. And especially once they got through the Rockets, it felt like, okay, even without Kevin Durant, they're going to be fine against Portland. But we should take a moment to recognize this is the type of thing, it's entirely possible we never see again. You can be a 45-year-old NBA fan, you've never seen it. And so who's to say anyone watching right now will see it again anytime in the next 45 years? So I think it's incredibly impressive. And Steph, Draymond, and Clay, what they have built there along with Steve Kerr, it's all-time great stuff.
I think that it's one of the greatest things we've ever seen, but I think it also will be one of the least appreciated. And the reason why, and we feel good about it now, and the reason why we feel good about it now is because Kevin Durant wasn't out there last night. If Kevin Durant was out there last night, they blow out Portland. They blow them out in 2 of the 4 games at least. And then we're talking about, well, they had to go out and get KD.
The game assist.
Because you can't tell this story with Golden State, and it has been great 5 years. But all the things that we loved and everything, in the end, we kind of didn't like it as much because it was very, very different. And maybe they had a little tricky pool by going out and getting KD.
But my question is, as an organization, isn't it your job to field the best possible team? I didn't bag on the New England Patriots when they went and got the ultimate cheat code and Randy Moss and went 18-0. I didn't. I appreciated the fact that they said we're not good enough. Let's go out and get the best player we can.
Because it never got that far because they never won. And if they had gone undefeated and dominated for a couple of years, you would have been like, oh, okay, we need to look at this. But they didn't win.
And they hadn't won the previous 2 years. The Patriots had gotten knocked out in 05 and 06. They didn't think.
And if Moss should have had something to do with that,
right? So
they resurrected his career.
Listen, we don't have to relitigate KD going there. But what we can't do is compare it to other things in sports history because it's unprecedented.
No. What I'm saying is, as an organization, it's your job, whether it's through the Steph contract or the cap spike and everything else. All these, sort of circumstances that just sort of happen to create itself at the right proper time.
When we were passing out all the accolades and everything, I went to the organization first. And Steve Kerr. I didn't even get to the basketball because I believe that was special. What they have done, how they've cultivated that environment, gotten that institution built, to get all the money to build, buy the new building, the new stadium. Steve Kerr with his health risk, he wasn't proven as a head coach. That system, those backup players coming in and being competent, knowing their offense, knowing how they were going to play defense. That was culture last night that won that game with all those backup players.
Here's my other question. I'm sorry, Jenna, just real quick, because we're talking about 5 straight finals, not around the number of championships. Had they not gotten KD,
they don't win again.
Hold on a second.
They don't.
Hold on. Well,
I'm not sure they do.
Wait a second. Do you think they don't make the NBA Finals a 3rd straight time, the first year without KD, when they swept everybody? They swept the whole playoffs leading up to Game 4 against Cleveland. You think so if they make it that year, they showed us this year they can beat the Rockets without Kevin Durant. Maybe they don't have the number of rings. Maybe Cleveland picks them off the first year. I don't know if Cleveland could have picked them off last year. But I think even without Durant, we're talking about their 5th straight finals appearance.
But you're trying to pretend as if Kevin Durant doesn't exist. Just because he's not on your team doesn't mean he's not in the league. If he doesn't go to Golden State, he either stays in Oklahoma City or
goes to Boston, where they still could have made 5 straight finals.
Or he maybe went to Houston to play with his buddy James Harden. Then what happens?
Okay, but Houston wasn't recruiting Kevin Durant. I mean, that's not a
No. I'm just saying. I believe that Kevin Durant knew he was going to Golden State that February, before July ever came up. So let's say Golden State doesn't exist and they're not recruiting him actively from the previous season. And everybody knew that they were recruiting him. It was just a little more quiet than it was this time around. He stays West. He's still the best player in the basketball, or 1 and 2 with LeBron. That means you still have to go through that guy. And if he's on a team with better coaching and a more, better constructed roster and hierarchy, he may put Golden State out. You can't pretend as if he doesn't exist just because he's not on Golden State.
Regardless, this is a team that went through everything they went through in the regular season, where there were a lot of ups and downs, that lost Boogie Cousins at the start of the postseason. They had no Iggy last night. They had no Kevin Durant in this conference finals. And now they're headed to the NBA Finals. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.